Hope you guys feel good today. And my name is Jules. If we haven't practiced before, I'm happy to see you in today's morning class. I always like to bring fluidity in the poses, and we work on different mobility exercises to start our day today. And let's start by just finding a comfortable seated position on your mat. Or you can take a moment to feel your body. And most of all, to feel your breath. Let the breath move in and out, and stay with it. Feel the ground underneath. Take 5 more deep breaths here. Maybe invite Ujjayi breathing already into your practice here by gently restricting the back of the throat. Use this technique as a cleansing, but also as an activation. With your inhale, bring your arms overhead, reach up tall, and exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, hands to the heart. Last one. Keep the hands in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. Let's open today's class by chanting one Om together. Inhale to begin. Gently bow your chin to your chest. Invite your intention into today's morning flow, into your heart space. And gently open the eyes, release the hands, bring the legs straight out to the front, hip width apart. Hands can just be easy behind. And then we start rotating the feet and also the upper body to just loosen up. You can really stretch. Invite fluidity into this pose. Bring the shoulders forward and back, rotate the feet. Let this movement travel through your whole body. And then reverse direction. Maybe you feel that it's a little harder for the shoulders to follow in one direction. You can just play with it. And let the movement fade out. Bend both of your knees hip width apart. You can keep the hands behind the hips and just windshield wipe the legs from right to left first to get a little bit into the hips. And then also take your arms with you. So you invite a gentle twist on each side. And then stay to the right side, left hand on your back knee, rotate, spiral over the right shoulder, really open the shoulder to the hip. Breathe in here. You can also do some sitting cat-cow with your lower spine. And then rotate back to the front. We go to the other side. Right hand on your left knee, spiral over to the left. Do you want to stay static here or do some movement for your hips? Maybe look over the left shoulder. And then unwind back to the front. Cross your legs and roll over into your tabletop position. Find your shoulders over your wrists. Let's do some cat-cow movements here. You can drop the belly and exhale, round the spine. You can just go up and down, or you can really rotate around your own center and make this movement much bigger. But everyone needs different things to start the practice, so see what feels good this morning for you. Really get into the spine. And then find a neutral spine. And come onto your toes and shift yourself back into downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal out your feet and just arrive in your first down dog today. Take 3 long breaths. Fill up your lungs. Maybe exhale out of the mouth to release any tension. And look to the front so you can step your feet in between your hands. Halfway lengthen your spine. And exhale, bow forward. Bend your knees so you can come up one vertebra at a time, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Come back to your intention. Plant it into your heart space. You're going to move through some sun salutations. Inhale, bring the arms up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg steps back. Find your low lunge on the side. Reach forward with your chest. Exhale, step both feet back. Find your plank, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide forward into your cobra. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. One long breath. Inhale, lift the right leg up, step it forward in between the hands, slow lunge. Exhale, both feet meet, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up and back. And exhale, Tadasana. Let's do the other side, inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg steps back, find your low lunge on the side, forward with your chest. Both feet step back into your plank, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, back to downward facing dog, long breath here. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Step it to the front, low lunge, reach with your chest. Exhale, both feet meet, forward fold. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's add a little bit more to this. Bring the arms up and back. Exhale, full forward. Inhale, right leg steps back. Find your low lunge. Come up with your torso, use your hands on the front knee. Create some space, but pull the lower belly in. Stay for 2 long breaths to just open this right side. Let the hips melt down. Keep the right hand on the front leg, take the left hand either to the opposite hip or slide it even a little bit down onto your back thigh. Look over the left shoulder. Gentle twist. Exhale, release. Straighten out your left leg, half split. Just for a moment here, pull the toes in. Keep reaching forward with the chest. Rebend, step the left foot back. Plank, Chaturanga if you like. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, hand back to downward facing dog. Step the right leg up. Step it to the outside of the right hand for a lizard pose. And just move forward and backward, right and left. A little bit to move the left hip joint and the right in different ways. Reach forward with your chest, let the hips sink down like an upward facing dog motion in the chest. And exhale, step both feet forward, wiggle your feet together, halfway lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come all the way up and back. And exhale, Tadasana. Let's do the other side, inhale, up and back. Exhale, fall forward. Step the left foot back. Find your low lunge, align your knee on top of your right foot, come up. Really use the pressure to the front first to create space between the belly and the thigh. Relax the shoulders, dig your left knee a little bit deeper into the mat. One more long breath here. The left arm stays on the knee, you can bring the right arm back or even slide it down onto your back thigh, look over the right shoulder. The chest open. Exhale, release. Hands down, straighten your right leg. Toes pull towards you, chest long. One long breath. Exhale, rebend, step the right foot back, find your vinyasa. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Take one long breath here. Relax the shoulders, relax the back of the legs. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step it to the outside of the left hand for your lizard. And do some movement here. Forward, back, right and left. Doesn't have to be big. So just really feel into the hips. The first things we do should be more like a check-in instead of pushing ourselves to the deepest place. And then find your shoulders over your wrist and try to create that upward facing dog sensation in your chest. With the next exhale, step the right foot to the front, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, create a little bit more space between the belly and the thigh. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up to standing Uttanasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Bring the feet hip width apart and sit down into your chair, arms up alongside of the ears. Really pull the belly in, the ribs are long. Bring the hands back, interlace the hands behind the back. Lift your chest, maybe you can even lift the hands from the lower back. Exhale, rotate the left shoulder to the left knee. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Should be a tiny movement. It just feels kind of Nice to bring the movement into the shoulders. And then straighten out your legs, fold forward, keep the arms as they are. And I come halfway back up into the chair, lift the chest a little higher. And exhale, roll forward. Can you keep the hands up? One more time, inhale, halfway lift, find the length, shoulders pull back. Exhale, forward fold. Release the hands down, take opposite elbows. Let's just hang here for a moment. Place the left hand between your feet, open the right arm up, you can bend the left leg, create space to the ceiling. One long breath. Exhale, release, right palm down, left palm lifts. Try to bring that rotation into the upper spine. Exhale, release. Halfway lift, step yourself back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up. Open your hip, heel to the glutes. Give the front of the hip flexor a gentle stretch. And then exhale in one step. Place the right foot in between the hands. Come into a low lunge with the knee down. So there's a difference in just sinking into the lunge. Like you see, my back knee is a little bit further away. So we want to bring that into 90 degrees. So my knee, my hips are in one line. You can place the hands onto the hips. And then I dig my left knee into the mat and that engages the glute. And then you should already feel a stretch in the front. You can keep the hands on the hips. And then pull the belly in and try to look for your navel. Or even lower. Inhale, you just lift the head, and exhale, you push down. If you don't feel anything, you're not engaging your left glute. Let's do one more. Very nice. And then from here, step the right foot a little bit more forward and let the hips sink. And feel that difference after we activated the glute. Maybe your body is much easier in the stretch now. And bring the back foot onto the mat. Come back to that 90-degree pigeon and 90-degree lunge. And then try to reach with your right hand to the heel or on the calf. But try to keep the right knee on top of the wrist. If it's just the back thigh, that's also good. Go into the twist. I like to have my hand here because sometimes the knee wants to fall out. So it's nice to keep that in the center. Stay for one more breath. Exhale, release. Straighten out the right leg. Make some circles with your heels on the mat, but keep the back long. Also go the other way. Rebend the right leg. And back to your lizard, left hand down. Reach back with your right hand to catch the back foot. And here you can play. You can just stay here. You can pull the heel to the glute, or you can open your chest and go more into a back bend variation. Or you can play between both. And exhale, let go of the foot, hands down. Step it all the way back to plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take one long breath to neutralize here. And inhale, left left leg lifts, open the hip, heel to the glute, find the space in the front of the left hip. Exhale pulls you all the way to the front into your low lunge. Adjust your low lunge so your knee is under the hip. Back foot tucked under or not, that doesn't matter so much. To 90 degrees, hands onto the hips. Activate the glute on the right side by pushing the knee down, and that creates space here. You should feel that in the right hip. Look forward and then try to look towards your belly button or even underneath. Inhale, just the head lifts. Exhale, find your belly button. One more time. It's just like a nerve glide. Exhale, release. You can step the foot a little bit more forward. Feel the difference when you just sink into the hips. What happens here without activating and pull yourself back 90 degrees in both legs. Tuck the back foot if it's not tucked yet. Twist over to the left side. Right hand as a stabilization on the front knee. Look over the left shoulder. Keep the belly in. Can you activate the glute here on the right side? One more breath. Exhale, release. Gently come back up. Straighten the left leg. Make sure the hips are still on top of the knee. Big circles for the left side with the heel. And there's a difference if we start a rotation from the heel, then from the toes, and here you can really feel that. Change direction if you haven't done it yet. And then rebend the left leg. We find our lizard on this side. If you need to adjust, go ahead. Grab the left hand to the right foot. Do you just want to stay in the lizard? Do you want to pull the heel in? Do you want to open the chest or move between both? Feel out this side. And exhale, release. Step it all the way back. High plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing down. And exhale, back to downward facing down. One long breath, neutralize. A breath. Inhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, find a halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing Uttanasana. And exhale, Tadasana. And add a little bit more to this, so bend the knees, arms up, Utkatasana chair. Sit a little lower into your chair. Hold for one more breath to really activate the core. Exhale, bow forward, forward, forward. Inhale, halfway lift, step or jump back. Vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing down. Exhale, downward facing down. Open the hip, one more time. Exhale, pull your leg into a high lunge this time. Activate the glute, find a stable foundation here. Bring both arms up. Now we go into the twist. Also try to touch the right hand to the heel. Inhale, both arms up. High lunge. Exhale, twist. Do it slow. If you need to bring the knee down, that's fine. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale, high lunge. Stabilize your feet. Lean forward. Find your warrior three. Left hand goes down. Right hand catches the inside of the foot. Push into the foot, find an opening first. Exhale, bring the knee slightly to the outside of the right foot. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. One more time, inhale, open here. Exhale. Find a neutral spine, halfway lift. You can get light on the left hand and come all the way up into standing. We're gonna go into like a twisted dancer's pose. So left arm up, can push back, lean forward, pull the belly button in. Find your balance here. Inhale, come back up. Let go of the foot, pull the right knee up. You can hold it with both hands. You can just stay with the hands on the knee, twist back with your left hand. Or you can take the outside edge of the foot and go a little deeper into the twist. One more breath. Exhale, look to the front, let go of the foot, arms up, activate your leg. Swing it all the way back, standing split, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it back into your lunge. Left hand down, grab the outside of the foot one more time. Twisted lizard pose. You can stay here. If you're a little warmer, you could also lower down onto the elbow. Exhale, release. Step the right foot back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. One long breath. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Lift the left leg up, open the hip. The exhale, pull it all the way to the front of the mat into your high lunge. Find a good foundation in your feet. First, arms up. Left arm goes back and tries to touch the heel. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms lift. Last one. Get low, touch the heel or reach forward. Inhale up. Straighten the right leg. Exhale, lean forward into your warrior three. Right leg lifts. Find your balance first. Catch the left hand to the right foot, right hand down. Find that half bow first. Exhale, bring the knee to the outside of the left foot. Inhale, open, kick into the leg. Exhale, bring it down. One more time, inhale, find that opening. Spiral it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Get light on the right hand to come all the way up to standing. Trust your left foot. Right arm up. Reverse dancer, lean forward. Left hand on the inside of the foot. Go as far as you feel stable here. Inhale, come back to center. Right knee into the chest. Do you want to stay here with the hands on the knees, or do you have the flexibility to catch the outside of the foot? Rotate over to the right side, belly in. One more breath. Inhale, look back to the front, let go of the foot, but keep it high, arms up. Exhale, swing it back, standing split, right leg lift as high as you can go. Exhale, step it back, find your lizard on the side. Bring the right knee down so you can catch the outside of the foot. You want to stay here, or you want to come down onto the elbow. Let the hips melt. Exhale, release. Both hands down. Step it back. Plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One long breath. Exhale it up. Shake it out if you need to. Inhale, step or jump to the front, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale all the way up to standing Uttanasana. Exhale, Tadasana. We add a little bit more challenge to this. So bend the knees, arms up. Exhale, find your crow, hands down, knees on the back of the triceps. Lean forward, feel the lightness in your feet. Pull the belly button in. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Bring the right knee to the right triceps. Lean forward, bend your arms. Maybe pick up the left foot. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, step it through, high lunge. Arms up. Let's try only one time to catch our heel. Reach back with the right hand. Reach as far as you can go. Very nice. Inhale brings you back up. Interlace the hands behind the back. Lean forward, find your warrior 3 variation here. You can lean forward to find a little bit more depth and challenge. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Left knee in. Take with your right hand your left foot from the inside. Left arm up. Lean forward into that reverse dancer straight away. Inhale, come back up, left knee into your chest. Let's go for one more twist. Knee bend or leg straight. Gaze to the front, arms up, lift the left leg a little higher. Exhale, standing split. Right leg lifts. Do you just want to stay here? Maybe you can bring one hand or both hands behind the leg. Exhale, step it back. Find your lizard one more time. Lift the chest. And then from here, we want to bring the right foot a little bit more to the front. So more like an extended lizard pose. If you have the flexibility to work deeper, you can go as far forward as you want. Maybe even go all the way into your split. Or at least work towards it. Come out, bend the right leg again, bring it all the way back, find a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, bend the arms, bring the chest down. Bend the left foot so you can bring the right knee on top and give the right leg a little stretch here. And then bring the right foot back down. Slide forward into your cobra. Lift from your back muscles. Exhale, push yourself back. And downward facing dog. One long breath. Stay curious for the other side. Left leg lifts up and back. Exhale, bring your knee to the left triceps. Keep the lift, bend the arms. Keep reaching forward with the chest. Maybe get light on the right foot. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, step it through, high lunge. Only one time, make it a good one. Both arms up. Reach back with the left arm, touch towards the heel. Keep the engagement in the core to stabilize. Inhale, both arms up. Interlace the hands behind the back. Lean forward, right leg left. Variation warrior 3. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Left hand grabs the right inside of the foot, right arm forward. Exhale, reverse dancer's pose. Lean to your own capacity. Inhale up. Both hands to the knees. Do you want to stay here for the twist or reach to the outside of the foot? Reach back with your right hand. Inhale, look to the front, right leg stays lifted. Swing it all the way back into your standing split on the side. You want to play with balance. What did you do on the other side? Always remove points of contact with the floor. Exhale, bring the right foot down. Find your lizard on the left side. Couple options here. You can really just work into your lizard without compromising the hips, but I'd like to encourage you to walk the left foot a little bit more forward. Keep the hips aligned. Maybe you can move much more forward. Maybe you feel warm and ready for it to work on the split. And because it's so warm right now, my body feels much more stretchable. It's quite enjoyable that the muscle structure is a little bit more loose because of the humidity. Slowly bring the left foot back. Hands underneath the shoulders. Step back into your tabletop position. Lower the chest. Find a good ground for the chest. Both knees bent. Place the left knee on top of the right foot. Just enjoy that stretch and balance for a moment. Melt your heart down. Release the left foot. Slide forward and out into your cobra. Stay for one deep breath. And exhale all the way down and back to downward facing dog. One more breath here. Exhale, bring the knees down. Sit back into your child's pose for a breath. Roll up to sitting on the heels. I want to go with you one more time into the arm balance if you like. I'm going to show it one more time to you. You find your plank. You bring the right knee as high as you can. You bend the arms, but you keep reaching forward. And then you can come onto the back foot. As soon as I drop here, it's really hard to get up, so keep the lift. And then find back to your down dog and try the other side. Really activate the left knee. Keep reaching forward. And try both sides. And I rather have you in the chest lifted than collapsing in the chest and getting the foot off. So even if you can't lift the back leg, that's fine, but keep actively pulling the shoulder blades together and your chest open. Let's give it a try. Find your down dog. Find a good position in your plank, shoulders over wrist. right knee as high as you can. And then bend the arms, reach forward. The left elbow is under the left hip. Maybe the left leg lifts, maybe it stays on the floor, but keep the lift in the chest. Exhale, release. Find a moment in down dog. We do the other side. Lean forward into plank. Left knee to the left elbow, bend the arms, reach forward, forward, forward. Maybe the right foot lifts. All the way back to downward facing dog. Step yourself into a squat. And then take the right wrist between the thigh and the calf. And then you close that gap. Take the hand, open your right hand, make some circles for your wrist. I know these arm balances tend to compress the wrists, so I like to release them straight away. And we do the other side, left wrist between the left thigh and the calf. Open the hand, and make some circles here. Nice. Release the hands. We're gonna go into a little bit more hip stuff. So you are in your squat, you bring the hands down, try to touch the knees to the floor, come back up. Can be light on the hands. I like to be on my fingertips so I can reach with my chest forward and bring it back. Just 2 or 3 more times. Then find your squat, hands in front of your heart, press the elbows wide to open the hip a little more. And then press with the knees into the elbows to activate the inner thigh. Other way around, elbows into the knees, open the groin. Exhale, push the knees into the elbows. And then find your regular squat. You can even release the hands and see if your sacrum just could sink a little lower. And then bring the knees down into a frog pose. I'll show you from this angle. The feet are in one line with the knees. Keep the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's go do some cat-cow movements here. Inhale, reach up with your chest. And exhale, push the floor away. You can also do that on your elbows if it's too much on your hands. Maybe you also have a little bit more range of motion here. And then whichever frog position you are, try to get a little lower, maybe even rest your head onto your hands. If that's too much, of course, stay on your elbows. Try to take 5 deep breaths into the inside of the hips. Allow your body to soften. Allow your hips to melt. Bring the hands back underneath. Bring the toes together. Sit back. You can also bring the knees a little closer if it's disturbing you to be in a wide open straddle here. Connect the hands behind the back, open your chest. And instead of just leaning back, pull the shoulders down first to really open the chest. Maybe you can even touch to the floor. And breathe here. And then maybe even drop the head. 3 long breaths. Exhale, release. Bring the knees together. Let's try the same thing with the knees together. Interlace the hands, push the hands down to the floor as much as you can. Bring the head and chest back if it's okay for your neck. Exhale, release. Come onto your knees. Bring the knees hip width apart. Hands onto the ribs. Push the hips forward, pull the elbows down this time. Gentle back bend. If you need to support yourself with the feet down, that's also fine. 3 long breaths. And exhale, release. Sit back down onto your heels. Bring the knees together for this one. Interlace the elbows behind the head. Reach up with your chest. You can even lean your head into the arms to open the shoulders a little bit. 3 long breaths on this side. Try to move the stretch into the thoracic spine. And then we switch the grip, so the other arm gets a more intense stretch as well. Lean back for 3 more breaths as well. Try not to overarch the lower back, but bring it into the upper back. And exhale, release. Maybe wiggle your shoulders a little bit. Let's come back up here into our kneeling position with the knees hip width apart. You can keep the toes down or you can bring them up to go into a twisted camel pose. If the feet are down, it's a little deeper, left arm up. You can just stay here. What I like to do is also just creating some movement with my left arm. And also maybe other side. Inhale brings you up. Exhale other side. Find a stable position first before you add the movement. Inhale brings you up. Look at me for a moment. You can bend the foot and you can just bring the heel in and maybe bring the left arm up. Maybe that's enough. You can try to hook with your left arm or even like just grab onto the shin, bring the left arm up. Or if you want to go even deeper, you can take the hand to the other hand. That's quite intense, so if you don't feel that this early, I completely understand. So find your hip width, stand, take hold of the right foot, maybe just bring it to the heel, maybe try to take your hand to the knee or towards the knee and shin. If you want to go all the way, bring the left arm behind and grab the other hand. Or the version that we did before, if that was your edge today. Release the side. Bend the left leg. Maybe heel to the glute. Maybe bring the hand, slide it down. Maybe you find yourself in the elbow crease. Exhale, release. Come back down on your hands and knees. Shake it out a little bit from right to left, up and down. And then set yourself back into a child's pose for a moment. Arms forward or alongside of your body. 3 long breaths. It's always interesting to me to come back to a place where I feel comfortable, where I can rest, so I have the chance to observe what happened in the movements that were not so familiar. How do I treat myself there? Make this practice your learning ground. Inhale, come all the way back up to sitting, swing the legs out to the front. Lift the arms up. Reach forward, find a forward fold. Maybe walk yourself a little bit from side to side before you find a place where you can rest. Inhale, lift back up. Bend the right knee so the knee is in one line with the hip. If that's too much, you can bring the knee a little bit more forward. Reach forward with your belly to the left thigh. If you can take the right hand to the leg or even to the outside of the foot, that's great, because then you can pull yourself a little bit more over the left leg. Really get that stretch into the left leg. Right, nice. Come back up. Place the left hand on the inside of the leg. Right arm reaches up. Get yourself a nice side bend here. Inhale, brings you up. Take the right leg, cross it over the left. Hold on with your left elbow, twist over the right side, unwind your spine. If you want more, you can take the elbow to the outside. But really focus on that unraveling in the spine. Exhale, release. Straighten the right leg back to the front. Bend the left knee back. Align yourself to the front leg. Maybe take the left hand to the outside of the leg. I always like to have my right hand as like a stabilization on the right side. Get that stretch into the right leg. And breathe into it when you're ready. Inhale, brings you up, right hand to the inside of the right leg, side bend on this side, left arm over your head. Create space in your left rib cage. Inhale, brings you up, cross the right and the left leg over the right. Sit up straight, right hand on the knee, left arm reaches back, or maybe left elbow on the knee. Exhale, unwind. Bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Hands on the heels, lift up your chest, let it sink back. Get some movement into the hips, like tucking and rolling the pelvis forward and back. And then keep the feet where they are, hands behind your hips. Try to actively push the knees down, activating the outer glutes so you automatically roll onto the outer edge of the feet. And go for just 3, And then try to keep that external rotation. You can take your hands to your feet and open them like a book. Reach your chest forward and then try to lean forward. You can even take the elbows into the thighs, but really actively open the legs. Stay for 2 more breaths. Inhale, come back up. Open the legs into a straddle pose. Make sure the knees are pointing up. And then let's bend, slide them a little in, exhale, push them out. Let's also go for 3. And then keep sitting upright. Go a little bit from right to left. Invite fluidity here. And then with that sidewards movement to right and left, swing a little bit forward as well. And your body will tell you where you should step. So that's the moment you step. Not what you have in your mind. Even maybe close your eyes. What feels good. You don't want to injure yourself. You want to stay in that softness so your body can relax into it. Melt into your straddle forward fold. Slowly make your way back up. Take the hands behind the knees, bring the legs together. Once you wipe the legs from right to left, like we did in the beginning, see if you feel any difference here. Is your spine and your hips much more fluid than before? Come all the way, laying on your back. Plant the feet down. Cross the left leg over the right. Jump the hips a little bit to the left so you can easily let the knees fall to the right side, arms in one line with your shoulders. Let the body do the work here completely. Inhale, bring the knees back up. Take the other side, right knee, right leg crosses over the left knee. Jump your hips a little to the right. Let the knees fall down, arms wide. Let the breath become deep. Inhale brings you back to center, unwind the legs. Take hold of your knees, give yourself a hug and a squeeze, pull the nose to the knees. Take a deep breath here and exhale. Let everything go into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Legs out wide, palms facing up. Your body that space to digest everything that you learned. And trust that it will be there when you return. Bring relaxation into every single part from the toes to the crown of the head. Nothing to hold on to right now. Feel the silence within. After we did the work, always make space to rest, to pause. And that usually happens like that. We try to learn something new, and the first time we try, we struggle in certain areas. Then we give it a little break, we come back to it, and we understand something new. And one day we feel that ease, that resting pose. But we have to do the work, we have to come back to our practice, we have to imagine that we can do it, and then we can. Imagination goes a long way. Where do you want to be? If you want to rest longer in Shavasana and have the time, feel free to do so. Otherwise, join me for gently waking up your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Create gentle movements. Roll your head from side to side. The next inhale, give yourself a big morning stretch. And exhale, roll onto your favorite side. Use your arms as a pillow. Take a moment to be grateful for this moment, for this life, this opportunity to learn and grow. Then roll back up into comfortable seated position. Palms facing up as a gesture of receiving. Listen to the benefits of your practice. Guide your hands together in front of your heart. Come back to your intention. Let's end practice by chanting Om Shanti 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 together. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. hands to your third eye center, your seat of intuition, to your lips for speaking your truth, and back to your heart. Namaste.